Hey guys, Jim Chester coming to you live from Denver, Colorado. I have Dr. Chris Zaino on the live feed with me today. Hey Chris, how are you today, man?
What's going on, Jim? What's everybody doing?
Good. So our talk today is a little bit about the Go Chicago 17 event, which is coming up August 4th and 5th. Just lead in a little bit, talk to us about what that event entails and what your involvement will be.
Well, what I like about the Go event, Dr. Ashley Oshner put that on. It's just something where you're just taking everybody's game to a new level. I love it. So you got Dan Sullivan on certainty. You have Dr. Bay on, just what I call elegant closing, just the right way and asking for really delivering value and asking for that. You got Dr. Ashley, setting up massive, awesome events in corporations and all over to get amazing pre-qualified patients. Just great stuff. Tom Nestor, he's a stud in his own right, what he does. And I'm the hero, man. What I do transcends what all chiropractic was supposed to do. It's supposed to wake up people to their true innate genius. So as chiropractors, they're removing the interference, but that's only a small part of innate. Innate is the genius. Innate is to embrace our future, our life, our potential. It's just, chiropractic, it's crazy. It's like they're removing interference so other people could live these amazing lives, but they're not even tapping their own potential. It's just not a physical thing. It's an emotional and spiritual and social thing that, my time's to wake them up to really embrace that, have the pride, ego, and humility in order to do so, to maximize their superpowers that they have, that they've forgotten, and then to choose their vehicle of influence to go serve the world and live life like you're not going to have another chance of doing it.
Yeah, man. I've kind of come to those terms as well as, if we don't start seizing the moment and being the best version of ourselves, then we're leaving it all on the table. Yeah. And I don't know any of us that have that inside of us that we really would value not doing our best.
Oh, yeah.
So at this Go event, tell the people that are prospectively thinking of going. I know they don't have a whole lot of time to make this happen. They have a couple weeks to get out there. What are they going to get from the people that are going to be at this event?
Well, the thing is, I'm not going to talk about what they're going to get. I just want people to think about what they're not going to get if they don't go.
Okay.
If you don't go, you're going to be the same person you are now. All the complaining, whining, and bullshit is still going to be the same. You're going to go to work, it's going to be the same. You're going to wake up, it's still going to be the same. You're going to look in the mirror, you're still going to be the same. You're going to kiss your wife and the kids, and they're still going to be the same. You're going to look at your bank account, and it's going to be lower. Hopefully things get better for you. And if that's the life you want to live, hopefully, and just praying that circumstances will come around and the magic carpet will take you to a mystical place of success without really investing and putting time, effort, and work behind it, that's the person that doesn't go. So I'd rather talk about what you're not going to learn if you don't go. You're not going to grow. You're not going to move forward. You're not going to get relationship capital, which is the most amazing thing that happens at these events.
Sure.
It's not even what we see on stage. It's the relationships built. That, it's the 50-year long-term relationships that we develop. It's the ideas that come from it. It's the one moment where if you didn't go to the event, you would have never had this idea. It's the unknowns that all happen for just a few $100. You spend more on Starbucks in a couple months than you would to do something that would change your life. So, I think too many people, they're looking for what they're going to get. And I just want to focus on what they're going to lose and what they're not going to get if they don't go. And I'm going because I can't wait just to hear everybody. I always know when I go to an event, and I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but I'm going to leave 1, 2, 3 gold nuggets. They always turn into $1 million ideas. I'm just talking about how things worked in history for me. I'm going to build amazing relationships. I'm going to meet some powerful doctors, and it starts. I like to play a part of the story. I like to be a part of your story, Jim. It's like, remember when we did that Facebook Live? I like to be a part of other people's stories because you're a part of my story. But stories don't happen unless we step in, step out, and do what we got to do. Stories don't happen sitting back and doing nothing. So, the same person who's not going to go is the same person who has a patient say, you know what, I just don't have the time. I don't have the money. This is too expensive. The same thing. I mean, just the act of paying for a ticket earns you the right. I always tell docs, the act of paying for the ticket automatically, without even going, the fact that you invested in yourself, you're going to have more signups. You're going to have less. I don't have the time. I don't have the money, because you're actually becoming congruent. But I mean, if your practice is cool, that's the thing. We're not here to convince people. If your practice is great, cool, and you love it, and you're not complaining in any way, shape, or form, please keep it going. I'm still striving for that place. I want to get to the place where I don't strive to feel that there's more. Like, I'm not there yet. So I complain in a good way. Like, I know there's more. I know I could be more. I know I could help more. I know I can make a bigger impact. So that to me is kind of complaining in a positive way. And because I still complain in that positive way, I got to keep on investing, keep on going, keep on meeting, keep on, speaking until I get to that place. But those docs that are watching it, like, hey, listen, I won the lottery. Things are great. I have no complaints. Then yeah, man, I'm trying to get there too. But for those docs that have that inward, dissatisfied, that divine discontent, they know there's more. They're just a rut, or all those things. That this is definitely something that always breaks out. Action destroys complacency and oscillation. A decision destroys that procrastination. So, I'm such a mindset guy. That whole question, what are they going to get? They're going to get whatever they put into it.
Sure. Something that I really like is that the students are coming.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that, they're going to be able to benefit from for being, they're still in school, and I'm sure that they're not getting the connections to these industry transformers. So what's going to happen to some of these young minds that are going to be able to rub elbows with guys like myself and you and Ashley and Dan and Tom?
Yeah, they'll get access to successful people.
That's pretty cool. And, that's the same for me, is like you said, it's the relationship. And I think that most people that would be interested in doing something like this, it's, investing in yourself. And I think that was a Warren Buffett comment. He said, invest in yourself. So I think anybody that does come out to the Go Chicago 17 event, August 4th and 5th, they're going to really be investing in themselves, whether it's investing to learn how to get more talks, whether it's investing on how to become more certain in your approach with chiropractic, or whether it's how to unleash your inner hero. And I know that's something you're going to be talking about. And how did you come up with that concept of the heroes inside of all of us and how we can get that out of us?
Yeah, but before I go into that, Jim, just think about this for a second. Like, you're successful. I'm successful. Both Dr. Dan's are tremendously successful. Tom's successful. Ashley's successful. Like absolutely do it. So all our advice is freaking successful. How cool is that? It's like, there's a lot of digital marketers that haven't done it. There's a lot of chiro coaches that don't practice. It's like, I'm still practicing. It's just if I could go in a room and I know 5 people, like for instance, Jim, like if I say, Jim, I'd like to start a podcast. Can you help me? And whatever you tell me is going to be the right friggin' answer, because you do it, right? It's like, so like, do you know the ease of my conscience knowing that the advice I'm getting isn't bullshit? It's like successful. So it's
Sure.
like, well, for me, you know what? Maybe I didn't. One of my underlying values at 40 now is time, and I want to talk to you, Jim, because when I talk to you, you shrink time for me. And I know it's selfish, but I got so much I got to do that I don't have time. So I need I need thought leaders such as yourself and Ashley and the Dans and to shrink time. So I'm not at 40, but how about if I'm a student that graduates at 24, 25, 26, 30? If I could have shrunk time when I started practice at 29 or 30, I would have been even further ahead today. So I think if we could shrink time, and the way you shrink time is by having people that just cut the crap and give you the exact sweet path to success. There's nothing that beats that. So let's go about the hero thing. So the hero thing is, it was to me, it was the next evolution of chiropractic for me in my life, in my journey. It's like I'm removing innate intelligence that allows every organ, cell, and tissue to heal, connecting brain and body. It's just like, wow, that wisdom, that miracle of life. It's like, but that's the same wisdom and intelligence that gives me my ideas. That's who I am. It's when you see Elon Musk and all the stuff he thinks about. It's like that's innate intelligence that he's just uninterfered with. I'm like, wait a second, and I look at my kids and they didn't, they're not schooled and educated and they're not like in conventional ways, and they express qualities like, they're closers, they're confident, they're relentless, they have imaginations, they're playful, they live in present time, they live in vertical time, not linear time. It's like they have all these amazing qualities. I'm like, wow. And I'm like, holy cow. I go, that's the innate qualities. I go, this is all. And I go, it was about remembering. So again, just like we tell people, you don't need the pill, potion, lotion to get healthy on the outside. We're totally missing even the bigger idea that we're looking for all this success and stuff outside of us, not realizing it's about remembering that we are the hero. And then not only remembering, but getting to the point where you confidently could embrace the I am and take it back and remember it and unleash it. And when you do that, and then you get your true message out, you roar like a lion. It's like we're all lions, we roar like a lion. We have it in us. But until we get that, until we could then find our vehicle. My vehicle is video and speaking. Someone else is the book. Someone else is the podcasting. But I really think it's becoming the hero where you're at. So becoming the best true authentic chiropractor you could be. That's step one. And then when the seasons start to change, like all of us on stage, I mean, that season changed. We're just not only practicing, but you see now we're branching off into we're going hero mode, because there's always going to be something more. There's always growth happening. So I'm for two people. They're the one the person who has to hit hero mode where they're at, and then the person that they've been in practice. I mean, there's just this thing going on that they can't explain it and they can't answer the reason why, and it's because they're grieving their potential. I'm going to tell them that. I'm going to, they're going to feel I'm talking to them. It's a conversation they don't want to have, and then I'm going to allow them to keep moving forward and not get stale.
And as you say that, it makes me think a lot about what people need. And I deal a lot with, marketing events, and I see people that need chiropractic and they're like, oh, I'm fine. And that's the same type of people that really probably would benefit from understanding more about it. And it's the same way that you talk to me about these chiropractors that might not know that they could benefit from something greater. And I think that the more that people delve into their personal hero, I think it was BJ said that there's genius in all of us or something to that degree. We just have to allow ourselves to find it. Yeah. And I think that's what you are basically smacking the nail on the head with the hammer, is that people do have inner genius deep down inside of them. They just have to allow themselves to find it and quit living these mediocre lives. And
Jim, you're right. But I still think people think it's just kind of a feel good quote. This is real life, tangible, flesh and blood reality, truth. You know what I mean? It sounds good. It sounds motivational, because it's not a feel good term stuff we're saying. It's like there literally is, everybody's living a secret identity.
Mm-hmm. And most people subordinate to mediocrity because that's what they see around them.
Well, they're scared, man. They're scared of the boards. They're scared of this, scared of that. Someone wrote a bad interview on Yelp. I mean, just all that stuff makes them just kind of conform and shrink. And
well,
rot.
I know that you've said a lot of stuff about what people are going to miss out on if they don't join the event. I do know that people that take the opportunity to come out and see you speak and the other amazing lineup that we have. I've kind of dubbed this as a small venue. Like if you go to a small venue, you get a chance to have more intimate atmosphere, intimate relationships with some of these people. And it's not like we have 25 speakers and it's, from sun up to sundown of content. We have 5 people that are really going to be delivering the goods on actually applicable things that are going to help you motivate yourself to become a better chiropractor business person. And I think that really the movement in the future is going to be towards the entrepreneurial spirit. and it's not going to be from, the old school management groups, and it's not going to be from old school scripting. It's going to be, how can I implement what the guys that are doing that are crushing it, and I can do it myself. And I really think that that's what is going to be able to be learned at the Go Chicago event, August 4th and 5th.
And it's doing it in their own way. That's what I love about it. It's all about it. And dude, Jim, I love it. It's like, it's not about becoming a counterfeit version of somebody else or some other system. The world needs you. It doesn't need a counterfeit copy of something else. And so it's rocking it like you're rocking it, except in their way.
Yeah, and
nothing feels so comfortable and really good as you being you, right? Like anytime we try to be something else, it feels heavy and it feels clunky, but nothing feels so good and free and full of joy and like energetic than just really being you. But again, I mean, we got a lot of cement to knock off people because it's very easy to kind of forget who you were.
Yeah, and I think the same way that people fall out of good health is they fall out of good business practice. And I think that if people stay sharp and they keep on learning and doing, they don't take that, fall backwards. And I think Les Brown said this: if you fall down, at least fall on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. And I think that's a lot of the positioning that the chiropractors are in right now, is they're looking up and they're on their back, and at least they have the opportunity to get up.
Yeah, I mean, and I really think this event is for those that are not apathetic. The doc who just doesn't think, if they're very apathetic and they're just looking to be cuddled, just no. I mean, you know what? This event's going to attract those who we attract. I really, I have no doubt that the room will be filled with the right people, and because it's going to attract. It's going to attract those that are like-minded. That's how we do. We attract each other. The same level of minds. And I love the students that are ambitious. They're the ones that'll be there. The ones that aren't, because they're okay with, like I said, they're comfortable and they're okay. Like there's no right or wrong here. But I just really think when someone looks at it, they read it, they see who's there, they see the recipe. And they go for it. It's not. We know, guys. It's not the price. It's not. I mean, we're talking doctors here. It's never the price. Even students, you get financial aid. You're doing. I did pretty well on financial aid, so we know it's not the price. So that's why I'm not really into convincing. Just like I never convince my patients, because I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you for something that's going to change and save your life. It's like like I can't be the codependent of that. It's like, so, this is a decision you have to make and feel good about making. And for those that do, man, I get to pour 100% of myself into that person. And that's the way I do it. I'm 100% or so. Whoever's there, then they'll get the best of me. And I can't wait to rub elbows with everybody and have a good time. We're going to have fun too. It's not going to be all fire and brimstone at all. It's going to be some really good stuff.
And it's going to be in Chicago. It's going to be with industry transformers. It's going to be with guys that can talk the tick and that have that active lifestyle, that know what they've done and they can teach it to you. And I think just personally, just the stuff that Dan Bay is going to be teaching people, that they're going to get their money's worth in the first 10 minutes of that guy talking. And anybody that doesn't get their money's worth to feel like they got value out of the weekend. I know that Ashley told me that you said that you'll just give them 100% refund.
Yeah, everybody who got a ticket underneath my link, just if you didn't feel you got your money's worth from my presentation, I'll pay your whole entire ticket.
And it's really a drop in the hat when it comes to what people are going to be able to take away from being around these guys that are really doing it. And with that,
Jim, how crazy is that? Imagine if someone's like, "Oh, okay, he'll pay for it all. Yeah, I'm going." So but like you're just seeing the reflection of a superiorly, very confident person in what I do in a very prideful ego and with lots of humility. It's a very because I just know those who show up, I'm so stoked for them because I just know it's going to always be good because I haven't and that's just not, I mean, that's just my talk alone, let alone everybody else is going to crush it. But, when I go speak, anywhere I speak, Jim, and this is kind of my inner dialogue, so someone doesn't think I'm totally arrogant, but wherever I speak, I put the pressure on myself internally and in my mind to say, listen, if I'm the only one that was talking at the event, will that person feel they got 10 times their money's worth? So you see, it's really, it's a selfish, unselfish. It's like, so please, I don't want anybody to take it the wrong way. Like, I say that to be like, I'm going in there and I'm preparing that just by my talk alone. And this is not saying I'm better than anybody else, but anytime I speak anywhere, I always make sure that person will feel they got their value just from me, and what I've done, because that sets the bar and the standard for myself of an area of excellence, because I want to be able to reach it and exceed anybody's expectation. And then everybody else I can't control, right? I can't control what they say. I mean, I know them. I know they're amazing guys, and I've heard them speak before. But I just know I'm only responsible for me, and in control of what I could do. And so when I say that, it's all out of pure humility that, I want to make sure that I myself, I don't want to be like it took me and 7 people to give that person's value. I want them to say, hey, listen, just Zaino alone 10x'd my value. So.
Yeah, and the way I kind of look at you guys as an all-star panel, and I look at anybody in that room. Did you ever collect baseball cards when you were younger?
Dude, I got them right here. I just got my Ken Griffey Jr. rookie cards, $300.
And
I gotta get it sent out to get a PSA. We were just looking at it before, because I just took them out the other day. Yeah, so I definitely got them.
And like when you got that card in the pack and it was like the future star.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah. So anybody in that room with us, August 4th and 5th, if they had their own baseball cards, we would consider them future stars, because they're out there learning from the best. And they're learning from the best coaching that they can possibly get when it comes to setting talks up, closing people for care, finding the greatness within them, building certainty within them, and then learning from a master communicator like Tom Nestor. I think that they're going to have like an all-star lineup, and we're going to be surrounded by future stars, and the time is going to be so full of energy, and that we're going to just be able to help so many people with what we know and how we can give that, that truth that we have inside of all of us that is unfiltered, and it's practiced, and it's what people, like you said earlier, if I want to learn how to do this, I'm going to ask somebody that knows how to do it well, so I cut out the bullshit.
Jim, that is the one thing I live by. It's like I just hired a booking agent, because they're going to go, they call, they do the research. It's like all the things that when I think of something and I feel like all I could say is heavy, because it's not my lane. And I kind of feel like, and then I just say, who loves to do that? And I hire them, because I know if I invest in the team, yes, it's a lot of money, but man, will I go so much further than if I was to try. Because not only if I try to do it myself, Jim, I'll come up with excuses why it didn't work. Yeah. Well, I couldn't get this thing. I wasn't able to, and I said, well, I tried, but when I know I have, plus I'm accountable. Like, so if you're helping, like when we have when you have an all-star team around you, some of my really good friends that are in Chiro, or they even transcended Chiro, and they're like, and when I go there, it's like, it's so much team, and they have strong A players that, I realize it's never a solo thing, ever. So that's like a team. It's never so. It's, solo might work for a couple of years, but the impact always comes from an amazing team.
I agree. And when I had a chance to jump on board with you guys and be a part of this whole team, which I love to be a part of, because I know that the sky's the limit for all of us. But speaking from someone like you, you have massive momentum. And then when you have a proven product like you and what your message is, then it's easy for people to support you. And if you don't have that, it's harder for you to build the team. So once you have massive momentum and it can be multiplied, it makes sense to start supplementing yourself with people that do what you don't do, and they do it really well, to where you can make maximum impact on everybody just because of who you are, the message that you bring, and now you have people around you that are helping with the system. And It's just like a national act, like a band. Like they don't book their own shows. You know, they don't tune their own guitars. They don't like mic. I mean, they show up for the sound check and then they perform.
Yeah.
And you know, they have agents and they have, you know, PR people. They have people that do like their you know, their promotional kits. Like they have a designer that works for them. Like that's what you guys are. You guys are all national acts, and you guys all have that symbolism of greatness, and you guys are all headliners. So for people to come out August 4th and 5th to Chicago for the Go Chicago event 17, they're going to be in a room full of headliners and surrounded by future stars, and they're going to have so much great momentum that's going to be charged up in that room for the first 2 days. Tom Nestor is going to be dropping gems for everybody on Friday night, and we're just going to have kind of like a hangout, share session with each other. And then Saturday, it's the big four. It's you, it's Ashley, it's the Dans. And anybody that wants to come out and learn from some of the greatest communicators and how to actually scale business for yourself, you guys are all going to get your money's worth. You guys are all going to be around some of the smarter, more comparable people that you're going to resonate with.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited myself. So whoever's there, well, I'll meet everybody. First, so, I mean, I'll see everybody at Friday night and Saturday.
Well, cool. I think I'm going to let you get back to your busy day, but thank you for shining a beacon of light on everybody that needed to hear your message. And just to know that you're going to be able to see Chris Zaino at the Go Chicago event 2017, August 4th and 5th. If you guys make it there, feel blessed. If you guys don't, you know, maybe we'll tell you the story about it someday. See you, man.
Take care, buddy. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.